Welcome to day 3 of my Mallorca trip. So on today's ride we rode out initially to a place called Manticore, which is about 40 kilometers from where we are here in Alcudia. And the reason we chose this route was because we felt we needed a little bit of a rest day, particularly after the hard climb of the Col de Femina yesterday. So we set out from Alcudia and we were initially going to ride through the marshes, which are absolutely pan flat, and ride that road out to Sa Pobla, but we took a wrong turn and we ended up taking the more lumpy route, and by the time we got to Manticore, I have to admit I was pretty tired. The road wasn't particularly hilly, but it wasn't flat either, so it was I suppose I could describe it as undulating, but it was the kind of undulating that really kind of sapped your energy. You were climbing for a little bit, then you'd be on the flat for a bit, and then you'd climb a bit more, possibly even descend a little bit and start climbing a bit more, and it just really wore me out. On the way I bumped into a tortoise, which is a first for me. So he was a tiny little thing sat in the middle of the road, and I rescued him, put him on the side so he could go off and join his other little tortoise friends. So when we got to Manticore, we had some refreshments there, which was very nice. There's a very nice church or cathedral or something in Manticore, very picturesque place, lots of history. And yes, it was a very pleasant place to spend the afternoon. So from Manticore we headed out to Artur. And again, the road was a lot harder than we first thought. So again, it started off relatively flat and then it just progressively got more lumpy, and until we hit one particular climb that was about 18% at maybe 300 meters long, and that was an absolute killer. It was literally like a wall in front of me. So I managed to get to the top without stopping. And the road after that was still lumpy and bumpy, and I was jolly glad to get to Artur in the end. So we had some more refreshments, stopped there for some coffee, and then we started on our way back to Alcudia, which was approximately 31 kilometers. And I have to be honest and say that I wasn't really looking forward to it, because we'd cycled out on part of that road and I knew there were some lumps on it. But to my surprise, the road wasn't quite as bad as I first thought. There was one really long descent, and I got to like 70 kilometers an hour on that. And we managed the climbs. There were about 3 or 4 of them. They weren't too bad. But basically the road from Artur back to Alcudia was one long downhill, so it didn't take anywhere as long as I was expecting. And then, long story short, we got back to Alcudia with just under 100 kilometers on the computers. I would have gone out and done the extra 2 or 3 kilometers, but I was just absolutely shattered. It really took it out of me that day. And I did think about having a rest day. So let's see what tomorrow brings. Now, because I've never ridden in that part of the island before, I didn't get any Strava achievements. Now, if you use Strava, you'll know that you'll need to ride something once to set a base time, and then when you ride that segment again, you're compared to your base time. So if you ride it faster, you end up with a PR, and if not, your first ride becomes your PR. So like I said, I didn't ride anything out there before, so I didn't set any PRs. It was just a long day in the saddle. Now that I'm back in the hotel and I've had a chance to have a shower and relax a little bit, I did enjoy today's ride, even though it was quite hard. I'm pretty pleased with myself doing 100 kilometers on roads that I don't know. You've no idea what climbs are coming up, you don't know how to gauge your effort. So you just have to turn the pedals as best you can and get it done. But by the time I got back, yes, I was tired, but I did have a real kind of sense of achievement. So if you found this film useful, please like and share. And if you'd like to get the most out of your cycling, please consider subscribing for my regular weekly uploads. Thanks for watching.